We've all done it. Treated AI like a smarter Google, right?
Yeah.
You go there for a quick fact, maybe summarize something. But that kind of transactional thing, it really misses the bigger potential here. AI isn't just about fetching information. It should be more like a thinking partner, a cognitive partner. We're talking about making it your dedicated risk assessor, your debate opponent for tough ideas, even something that helps you figure out your legacy, planning your life's direction. And the core idea we're digging into today is pretty challenging, actually. Most people, even the ones who seem pretty advanced, probably use less than 10% of what their AI tools can really do.
Exactly. And that's our mission here. If you're looking for that high-impact knowledge now, the strategic stuff, not just pages of theory, well, this deep dive's for you. We're grabbing the advanced strategies, specifically numbers 13 through 25, from the Mastery Guide and turning them into things you can actually use. System upgrades. We'll hit on super efficient learning, getting communication right, making legal stuff less painful, and even some deep personal growth angles. It's like learning to stack these data Lego blocks in totally new ways.
Okay, yeah. Let's unpack that. Where do we start?
Let's kick off with efficiency. Strategy 13, just-in-time learning paths. Think Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, but for learning.
Right. The old way, you wade through tons of theory just to get to the useful bit. So inefficient.
Yeah, AI lets you flip that completely. You zero in on the crucial 20% of knowledge that gives you 80% of the results you need, like right now. It cuts the fluff.
Yeah.
Pure application.
And how you implement it, that's key. You tell the AI to act like a mentor, but a really focused one. You give it specific context like, okay, I'm a software CEO building a SaaS company, or maybe I'm a new manager, first remote team. Then you structure it.
Exactly. You tell it. Skip the filler.
Yeah.
Use examples relevant to me, and this is important. And each little lesson with something practical I can do and one core principle I can remember. Super targeted training.
Mm-hmm. And that focus flows right into productivity. Strategy 14. The meeting assistant. Meetings. Ugh. The debrief afterwards can take forever.
Right. Imagine turning a whole hour-long meeting into maybe a 3-minute review. Just the actionable stuff.
So you just feed it the transcript, like from Zoom or maybe otter.ai.
Yep, and bam, it pulls out who agreed to do what, the deadlines, who owns it.
I'm on my.
Digging through notes, trying to remember, wait, did Sarah say Friday or next Tuesday?
Okay, that's useful. Then there's strategy 15, the risk assessment partner. This is for those bigger decisions, right? Personal or work stuff.
Yeah, the high-stakes ones where you need objective analysis. Because, let's be honest, our gut feelings, our emotions, they can kind of blind us sometimes.
True. So how does it work?
Okay, you use voice mode. It's great for just talking things through naturally, explain the whole situation. Then you give it 2 specific commands, one after the other. First, sell me on this decision. Give me all the pros, the best case scenario. Then second, and this is the clincher, okay, now play devil's advocate. Tell it to find every single risk, every reason it might fail, every weak spot in the plan. Honestly, I still wrestle with trusting my gut over the data sometimes, especially when a deal feels right. But having that objective 2-sided look, it really helps me spot risks my own excitement might hide.
That makes sense. Okay, strategy 16, the message sharpener. Like a communication coach.
Exactly. Always on call. 2 main things it does. 1, if you write something that's maybe too blunt, too harsh, it can soften the tone based on a custom GPT profile you set up. 2, if you're like me sometimes and get kind of worried, especially when stressed, it trims it down, makes it crystal clear.
So instead of firing off something aggressive, it helps you write. Like, hey, just checking in on that goals doc. Could you send it over when you have a chance? Much better.
Diplomacy on demand. And finally, for this segment, strategy 17, the travel architect. Planning those big multi-stop trips. It's a headache. Dates, budget, what you like.
Yeah, sometimes the planning feels longer than the actual vacation.
So the AI handles the logistics, lays out a day-by-day guide. But the really smart part is how it balances conflicting things you want. Like, you want some fancy hotels, but also those amazing local hidden gem restaurants. Or you needed to track the weather and find cool local events happening just when you're there. It pulls all that together.
Okay, so pulling back a bit, beyond just saving time, what's the real shift in our role when we hand off these kinds of organizing tasks to AI?
The shift moves us from tedious logistics and notes towards strategic analysis and application.
All right, let's pivot to the more emotional and foundational stuff. Strategy 18, the emotional debrief partner. This sounds interesting. It's about dealing with daily frustrations.
Yeah, we all have those days, right, where things just pile up, feel overwhelming. Instead of letting it just swirl around in your head, use voice mode again. Vent. Just get it all out. It listens, no judgment. And just talking it out creates some distance. Then you ask it, okay, Analyze this mess. What patterns do you see? What's the one key lesson here? Or maybe a silver lining.
Hmm. So it's like immediate first aid for those minor daily crises. Helps you see them as just data points, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But, and this is super important, we have to be really clear.
Yeah.
This is for processing everyday stuff. It is not, absolutely not a replacement for professional therapy. Just want to stress that.
Got it. Good clarification. Okay, strategy 19 takes that internal processing and flips it outward. Content creator from personal experience, making wisdom shareable.
Yeah, most of us have learned valuable things through life, right? But it's often stuck in messy stories. It lacks structure.
So how do you use AI for that?
It's pretty cool. You tell the AI to act like an interviewer. Pick a topic, say, getting through tough times at work or managing tricky people. Then you just talk, answer its questions conversationally. The AI takes your rambling, maybe unstructured answers and reshapes them. It uses a proven structure, the PSL framework, point story lesson.
Ah, PSL. Right. Point grabs attention, story connects emotionally, lesson gives the takeaway. Yeah, I can see how AI would be good at pulling out that core wisdom that we often bury when we just talk normally.
Definitely. Okay, shifting gears hard now. Business foundation. Strategy 20, the contract translator. The paralegal ninja move, you called it.
Yeah. The idea is to make sense of those dense legal or financial docs before you pay the expensive lawyer by the hour.
Smart. So the action is, ask the AI to rewrite the contract in plain English, simple language. Then have it flag the riskiest parts, maybe the top 3 or 5 clauses. And finally, ask it for the 3 most crucial questions you absolutely must ask your attorney. You walk into that meeting prepared, focused only on the real risks. Saves time, saves money.
Yeah, preparation. Which leads right into strategy 22. Tough conversation role play. Building confidence for those awkward or high-stakes talks.
Oh, yeah. This is gold. You tell the AI, okay, you're my boss, you're busy, demanding, only care about data. Or you're an angry customer who feels ignored. Then you practice the conversation. Try different angles, direct, indirect, leading with data, leading with empathy. See how the AI persona reacts.
So when the real conversation happens, it feels kind of like the second time around, less anxiety.
Exactly. Takes the edge off the unknown.
Mm.
Okay, thinking of these last 2. Contracts, emotions, sensitive stuff. What's the biggest ethical warning we need to keep in mind here?
AI provides a powerful draft or structure, but final review by a human expert is essential. Mid-roll sponsor read. All right, let's go deeper now. Personal growth, really shifting priorities. Strategy 23, the Eulogy Writer. Sounds a bit grim, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds, but it's not about being sad. It's about clarity, like profound clarity on what actually matters in your life. It came from this coaching technique, actually. Had a young client, like 23, map out their legacy in the first session. Totally changed how they looked at their daily choices.
Wow. So how do you do it with AI?
You feed stuffed journals, things you've written about your values, your big goals. Then you ask it to draft a eulogy, but from 4 different viewpoints: family, friends, work, and community. What impact do you want to leave in each area?
Whoa. Just imagine scaling the impact of that kind of clarity, like across your entire life,
Yeah.
defining your legacy now. Using that view to decide what gets a yes and what gets a no, that really is a system upgrade.
That's powerful stuff. And that clarity helps with the next one, strategy 24, the AI debate partner. Because, we need our ideas tested, right?
Right.
Get out of the echo chamber.
Yeah, we tend to surround ourselves with agreement. Makes our thinking kind of soft.
So you state your position on something clearly. Then you tell the AI, okay, now be a highly intelligent skeptic, or even be a professional cynic. It pushes back, challenges your assumptions, demands evidence if you're being vague, points out flaws in your logic. It forces you to make your argument rock solid before you face real-world pushback, like iron sharpens iron, even if one iron is silicon.
Okay, that's practical. Strategy 25 sounds, well, advanced. The system thinking modeler, moving beyond simple cause and effect.
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting. Humans, our intuition, we kind of struggle with complex systems, right?
Yeah.
Where lots of things are interacting all at once. But AI, it handles that complexity easily.
So instead of just, if I do A, then B happens.
Exactly. You map the whole system, describe it to the AI. Take a business process, market forces, even like your own habit loops, then ask it to model the interactions. Like, okay, if we boost the marketing budget, A, sales go up, B, sure. But what's the feedback loop? Does that also increase employee burnout? C, down the line. AI can spot those hidden loops, reinforcing ones, balancing ones, places where fixing one thing accidentally breaks 3 others. And critically, it can highlight the real leverage points for change, the spots you'd likely miss just thinking linearly. It helps you see the whole ecosystem.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of pretty advanced tools here. What's the key difference then between people who actually use these successfully and those who just get, overwhelmed by it all?
Success comes down to focus and iteration. They master one thing before strategically stacking more. And that brings us straight to implementation. The key is the one thing strategy. You can't try all 25 things at once. You'll drown.
Right. Resist the urge to boil the ocean.
Exactly. Pick one strategy, just one.
Right.
Maybe risk assessment, maybe the emotional debrief. Commit to using it, like daily for a solid week. Master it. Then maybe add a second one that complements it. Build slowly.
Okay, and what are the core principles for making it work? The non-negotiables?
3 big ones. First, specificity wins. Always. Vague instructions. You're going to get vague, unhelpful results every time.
Makes sense. Second.
Iteration is everything. The first answer AI gives you, it's almost never the best one. Push back. Ask for revisions, alternatives, deeper dives. Challenge it. Is that really the best you could do?
Okay. And third?
Challenge is niceness. AI wants to be agreeable, helpful, but sometimes you need critical feedback, right? Skepticism. You have to explicitly tell it, be critical, challenge my assumptions, be honest.
Got it. And what about common mistakes, things people often get wrong when they try to level up?
Yeah, pitfalls. Mistake number 1, treating AI like Google. Still, it's a reasoning engine, a partner, not just a search box.
Okay. Mistake 2.
Forgetting to save insights. You get a brilliant result, a perfect prompt sequence, save it. Build your own playbook. Don't rely on scrolling back forever in your chat history.
Good one. 3.
Accepting the first output. We kind of said this with iteration, but it's huge. The first draft is just a starting point. Always push for more. Better. Different angles.
And number 4.
Using only text mode. This one gets overlooked a lot. Voice mode. It's critical for brainstorming fast, for emotional processing like we talked about, for doing those role plays realistically. Don't skip the voice input.
Yeah.
Hashtag big idea recap.
So let's kind of wrap this up. These 25 strategies, they're not just little tricks or hacks, are they? They feel more like fundamental upgrades. Upgrades to how you think, decide, plan, how you operate, really. And the gap between people getting amazing value from AI and those kind of lagging, it doesn't seem to be about knowing about the tools. It's about actually doing this stuff. Implementation.
That's it, exactly. And the hard truth, most people will hear about ideas like these, get excited for maybe 5 minutes, and then do nothing. The real opportunity here for you listening is to be in that small group that takes focused action, deliberate action, starting right now. Hashtag tag outro. So that's the call to action, really. Choose just one strategy from today, maybe the risk assessment partner, maybe the tough conversation role play, whichever one resonates, and actually use it today for the rest of the day. Because this knowledge, it only starts making a real difference when you apply it. And here's something to think about this week. The question isn't really if AI can transform your efficiency, your life, give you these strategic edges. It absolutely can. The real question is, will you let it? Will you move beyond just basic prompts and step into like a real strategic partnership?